Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. So for today's video, as you guys can see from the title, we are going to talk about how to get a high score and how to ace your medical exams. So these are a few things that I have learned from taking a lot of different exams and a lot of different quizzes throughout my medical journey. And I think the best way for all of us to actually learn and get that high score is that I also share with you guys some of the things that I have learned along the way. Also, a big shout out and thank you to Lecturio for sponsoring this video. Okay, I know exams are scary, exams are mind-boggling. Honestly, every time I have an exam, it's always scary for me. And I always feel anxious even days before the exam, especially within a few hours before the exam starts. But the thing is, if you are prepared, all of those feelings will go away. And when you're on the exam table, when you have the exam paper, it's easier for you to relax, breathe in, breathe out, and take your time going through every question. Remember, when taking your exams, take your time. Although you know that there is a time limit, make sure that you space out how to answer the exams one by one. Don't go through it really quickly, but maybe as you get your exam paper, maybe you can browse through all the questions and then you can skip the hard questions and answer those that you already know, and then you can go back to the hard questions right after. Don't put so much time and effort on just one question. Remember, your exam score will depend on the entire exam and not just one question. And the best way to prepare for an exam is to make a study schedule. I made sure that my exam schedule was spaced out evenly. Usually I put in like a hard topic and another topic that I feel interested in or I feel that is somehow on the lighter side of things. In that way, I'll be able to space out evenly my study schedule in a way that I won't get tired, I won't get burned out, and I'll actually enjoy the process of studying. The thing is, when it comes to studying, I know when you think about it, can be, tiring. But if you enjoy what you're reading, it will be easier for you to go through all the lectures, read through all the topics. In Lecturio, they offer a study planner in which you can find different organ systems and put it as part of your planner. And there, in that way, you can put a certain schedule for the different systems that you can watch videos on and take quizzes on. Second, in relation to what I mentioned, first and foremost, I read. So if ever I have a topic in mind that I have to study, I read through it. But because I'm an audiovisual learner, on top of reading, I also watch videos. And Lecturio offers a wide array of videos that you can learn from and easily understand. Sometimes when you're reading through something, it doesn't have any form of photos. Sometimes if you keep on imagining it, it would be harder for you to understand it. So with Lecturio, the videos are actually a way for you to easily understand a certain topic, especially the hard ones. So videos are a great way to up your game, to help you memorize, to help you remember, to help you recall a lot of different things, and to make things easier for you to understand. So you can have that option to study it in different systems or through different subjects. For me, I find it easier to remember by studying into organ systems, and it's easier for me to recall it in that way. So that's what I did. So it depends on how you do it, and Lecturio can offer you that. Next is to do practice tests. So in simple terms, somehow, usually the people call it samplex here. But when it comes to practice tests, it's actually a way for you to gauge how you've learned a certain topic, how much you know, and what else you need to focus and study on. So Lecturio also offers, after watching videos and after watching a certain topic that you're studying, it actually goes ahead and gives you a post-quiz or post-test. So in the post-test, there are a few questions that you can answer, and it's also a way for you to gauge how well you listened and how well you learned a certain topic. So the post-test could be as few as 2 questions, or it could be 3 to 4 questions. So answer as honestly as if you can. If you get a wrong answer, Lecturio will repeat the question for you until you get the correct answer. But when it comes to questions, it's better to actually understand the question and know why the other choices are wrong. If you just find out what the answer is, that will be counterproductive because you know what, in exams, sometimes they turn it all around. They go from one question to another. So find out why the other choices are there, associate it with the question, and go back to why there was that certain answer in the first place. In that way, you'll also learn more about the other choices, and that actually gives you more knowledge and information. You can also do blocks of questions and direct quizzes in a comprehensive manner, not just after watching a certain video. If you're taking the USMLE, this self-assessment is a way for you to gauge how well you are ready for the USMLE, and in that way you'll be able to assess yourself on what else you need to focus on. As I mentioned, practice tests are very, very important. Practice tests are actually better than rereading a certain topic again and again. I feel like some people have that notion wherein if you keep on rereading a certain topic, you're gonna get more information out of it, you're gonna have active recall. But the thing is, that's not the case. Rereading topics again and again, even if you read it like 100 times maybe, sometimes it can be confusing because again, it's different when you're actually taking an exam. So test taking is also a skill in itself, and if you read questions and practice it and go through different practice test questions, that will actually help you in doing active recall and memorization. Next is spaced repetition. Lecturer also offers you spaced repetition. In spaced repetition, if you studied for a certain topic, you can go back again to that certain topic on a different day, but not in the sense that you're focusing on the same topic again and again. And in spaced repetition, it's not just about, you know, watching the same videos again and again, but you can also be rereading the same questions that you answered before, especially the ones that you answered wrong. In this way, when you're doing spaced repetition, you're actually going to remember a certain thing. It's not just about, you know, reading about it on this day and then forgetting about it until the day of the exam. Spaced repetition is a way for you to review something, but in that sense, it's spaced enough for you that once the exam time comes, there's enough time for you to read through all the topics that you need to read through and go back to. Next, number 4 is focus on your weak spots. I think when it comes to self-assessment, you'll be able to know which ones are your weak spots. In Lecturio, you'll have the option to go back to the videos that you've had a hard time on or the topics that you've had a hard time on. You can rewatch the same videos again, and maybe in that way, you'll be able to learn and understand the questions that I had a hard time on. Sometimes when it comes to weak spots, it's better to do audio-visual learning instead of just reading. So Lecturio offers videos that you can watch in order for you to focus on your weak spots. Again, like me, if I do have like weak spots, it's gonna be like topics that I've read on or I don't fully understand. And videos on Lecturio are a great way to actually help you because the way that they explain topics makes it really simple and it's not complicated. And I think that's how it should be. Sometimes, you know, in medicine, we feel like everything is so complicated, but there's always a simple explanation to everything in medicine. And of course, as with spaced repetition, browse your strong ones. If you have your strong spots, if you have your weak spots, don't just forgo your strong spots. Browse through it. Again, as I mentioned, do spaced repetition. Going back, don't just let go of your strong spots. If you forget about those strong spots that you have or the strong things that you have in terms of your knowledge and you don't do spaced repetition, chances are you're also gonna get confused once the exam time comes. So focus on your weak spots, but also browse your strong ones. And of course, lastly, assess yourself again. The whole self-assessment thing is actually a way for you to gauge how well you've known something, how much you know a certain topic, how much you've gained confidence in yourself in answering test questions. Self-assessment is very, very important because at the end of the day, test taking is actually a skill and it's something that can actually be learned. And if you do everything that I mentioned a while ago, I'm sure you'll be able to ace your exams. Remember, studying smart is always better than reading through all the topics again and again. And in that way, studying smart can actually help you ace your exam. Anyway, that is it for our video today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you learned a lot. I hope that you'll be more confident in taking your exam soon by following the tips that I gave. Also, a big shout out and thank you to Lecturer for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to sign up. I will be putting the links in the description box down below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Good luck in your exam!